Hello, and welcome to the Lenovo Work Reborn podcast, where we explore how technology, AI, and cybersecurity are reshaping the way we work. This segment of our tour, we are back at it again, live in London, interviewing top IT leaders. Each episode, we're going to bring you insights from real leaders and industry experts on how organizations can navigate today's challenges and unlock tomorrow's opportunities. From making sense of complex data, to simplifying IT environments, to delivering real business outcomes, Lenovo is helping businesses of every size reimagine what's possible. Join us as we dive into the future of work. Work Reborn. Let's go. Hello, my name is Rita. We are live in London at the Lenovo pop-up podcast booth. I am so excited to be here, joined with my friend Sam. Sam, do you mind introducing yourself to our listeners, a little bit about what you do?
Yeah. So I'm Sam Taylor. I work as a virtual CISO at an organization called Enfinium. I'm contracting there at the moment, so I look after both kind of things like governance, data protection, IT and OT cybersecurity. I've been there for around 2.5 years, and just to give a brief introduction to Enfinium, Enfinium is an organization that takes waste and turns it into energy. So any of your non-recyclable waste, it utilizes that and turns it into energy. And we now want to do carbon capture. So it's a very, very exciting company to work for.
That is very exciting. I'm so happy to hear about, this is like one of the positive things about technology and where it's going, being able to take energy and focus on sustainability. At Lenovo, we have a lot of focus on that as well, and what we do. So glad to have someone who's aligned on the podcast to talk about it, to talk about things. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. We have interviewed over 600 senior IT leaders and surveyed them about various topics: cybersecurity, risk management, AI, all the things. And we actually, from that report, found that the complexity of the IT environment was ranked as the #1 barrier to using AI for security. Does that align with your experience, and what are your overall thoughts with that?
So I think the biggest thing is really complexity of just any kind of cybersecurity is so great that I don't think the boards truly understand what it means to them. So layering on then another technology that is then AI, which everybody wants, but nobody really truly understands, is just becoming one of those incredible things that you just truly need to wrap your head around. So you've got two elements that people don't really understand. They like the buzzwords, but they really need to understand that they can help and that you can be utilized to make your organization safer and better. Once you get through the kind of buzzwords, because there's lots of buzzwords that are going around.
I hear vibe coding is a big buzzword right now. I'm sure you are not a fan of that.
This is all of the buzzwords.
Many.
Just come down to the basic fact that we want to protect ourselves to the best of our abilities.
Correct.
And I think that is our fundamental kind of mission. And it's the one thing that keeps me up at night, as well as other things. However, the one thing that we can utilize AI for is to make sure that we are protecting ourselves against the adversaries, because they're using it and they're utilizing it to the best of their abilities. And we now need to kind of overtake them and start to really think about how we move the overall kind of conversation forward.
Right. What are some, from your experience, some red flags that you've noticed when it comes to that are, maybe not in depth, but just a few pointers, red flags that organizations should be looking at?
So one of the big things is if an organization just comes to you for cybersecurity and they say they're utilizing AI, ask them how.
How?
Like that's the first initial question, because, AI can just be used as a buzzword. How are you using AI? Is it actually making it more efficient? Is it making it better? Is it, highlighting different threats? How? You then ask them potentially why they're utilizing AI. And it comes back to the why, what, how, when set of questions. So those are the two ones. Because I think using the word AI doesn't mean that you're actually utilizing it to the best of its ability.
Because now that can mean anything, right?
And there's so many different forms of AI. I think I sat down with my 10-year-old daughter the other day, and we went through all of the various different ones, from generative AI to kind of machine learning
She must be
to,
smart if you're talking to her about all that.
well, like, not sure she understood.
But you were talking to her, yeah.
Yeah, well,
We'll hear it out for you.
yeah, and she wanted to really understand it, and
Wow.
I think that's what's really nice about kind of the kids of these days, because they do want to understand what it means, because there's so many different types. Then you've got robotic programming, which has been around for ages, and everybody's still utilizing that as the word AI. So AI can mean a number of different things, and it's also useful that you understand what it's actually going to do for you.
Mm. What do you find is the most difficult, like once you've identified it within an organization or what are you finding is difficult for the internal team members to wrap their head around? Like talking a little bit the training, like what are
Hmm.
some ways that team members can upskill or organizations can upskill their team members to have that better understanding?
So I think it's vitally important that everybody understands what it can do for them. So I've done many a presentation actually, and weirdly, even though I am the CISO, I've still done presentations to some of the various different teams to say this is how it could help you and the various different AIs and how they can be utilized. And I think that's the first step. The other step is, make sure you don't have any shadow AI. So
Shadow AI.
yeah,
Tell me
so
more about that.
one of the big fears and one of the big things that's happening within organizations is people are just utilizing things like ChatGPT and putting in sensitive commercial or maybe personal data into ChatGPT without really thinking about where that will end up. And I think, the problem is you can stop it within the organization as far as you can block websites, etc. You've still got a phone in your pocket, and that's your personal phone, and you can't block it from somebody's personal phone. So utilizing it in the best way, making sure that it's secure, making sure that you're utilizing it in the manner that it was created, and also understanding like how to use it, because it's a brand new tool. It's understanding, like, provide it with context, tell it what you want it to do, tell it why you want it to do it, and tell it where you're going to ultimately use it. And it's comes back to the why, what, where, when, how.
Right, right. I think going forward in the future,
Mm.
we have all of these complexities now, but hopefully over time it'll round out and we'll have
Hmm.
some more control over it. But in the next like 5-10 years, it's our theme that we've been thinking about of work reborn.
Hmm.
What does work reborn mean to you?
One of the big things that like I find really concerning is that I hope that we don't look back in 5, 10 years and think that the Matrix and the Terminator were actually a documentary.
Yeah, that
And
would be a
yeah,
concern, right?
yeah, well, it would be a concern, but it's the fact that we're kind of like idly just kind of walking into this and not really thinking about the repercussions.
Mm,
So there are a number of jobs that will be made easier. So that you're going to get a lot more efficiency from being able to create things and to start things, but we still need to have the people to have that creativity.
right.
Without it, it's just going to be the same noise, and everybody will just get bored.
Right. Well, that's Lenovo. We're really passionate about keeping the human
Hmm.
involved, and with all of our solutions, where we have that managed side
Hmm.
where there's that human involvement, I think is key. So I really appreciate you taking the time to give me your perspective on it. Before we wrap, I would just love to hear what are you most passionate about in the work that you do? What gets you up every day?
So I think it's protecting people.
Okay.
So my key focus at the moment. So I look after operational technology, and obviously we had the Jaguar Land Rover kind of incident, and it's looking at things like that and going, do you know what? That affected what 250,000 people across the supply chain. But that's not 250,000 people. It's 250,000 families that were affected, and like making sure that those people are both safe, that they have a job, and that they continue to be able to work. Because I think that's what keeps me up at night, as well
Yeah.
as my son's collarbone. But
And maybe your daughter somehow becoming an AI
uh,
genius after all you poured into her too.
I think that my son will become a hacker, because I think, he's already worked out how to get past all of the various different controls that I put onto his iPad. He is incredible. At the age of 7, and I'm meant to be the one stopping him.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I mean, at the end of the day, that's a great way to round out. The next generation is going to be even smarter, and it's important for us to stay in the know and, be ready. Be ready
Yeah.
for what's to come in the future.
Yeah.
Well, if you're interested and you've liked anything that we've talked about today, make sure that you check out the Work Reborn report. We have our latest issue that just came out. The QR code is on the screen somewhere here, or you can download it in the link below. Appreciate you so much for your time. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to the Lenovo Work Reborn podcast. To learn more about how Lenovo is helping organizations transform with AI, cybersecurity, and smarter IT solutions, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next conversation. And also, we'd love to hear from you. Make sure to leave a comment with any other questions that you would like us to discuss on our next episodes. See you next time.
Lenovo.